Hello and welcome to this taste challenge, afternoon taste challenge. It was supposed to be Dawn Busters tomorrow, but I didn't want to have to squeeze it in so tight. And I said, you know what? I am watching Ohio State and Nebraska, but there's a lot of games left I have to watch today, and that's going to go on and on. So I'll do this, and then I'll go back to that. I was going to start earlier. Someone called me, and he tends to be a long talker. Actually, most people that call me, and it's not many, but the people I'm thinking that call me regularly are all long talkers. So I was trying to, kind of move that along and see if I could bring it to an end. My father's not a long talker generally. He calls, makes the point, he's off. It's kind of like me. I notice most of the people who chat me up on Facebook tend to be long talkers. And I've put that as one of my Facebook descriptors. I am not chatty. Anyway, now John Annealy is good about it. He'll contact, make a point, and it's it. There's a break point. So he's very good at being succinct. But a lot of people they're not good at all. And that's just the way they are. And, oh well, so we're starting another Canadian series, and it's the Black Velvet Reserve, which is the 8-year aged Black Velvet. I wasn't too thrilled with Black Velvet. I guess I'll put this up against Black Velvet at the end of the series. Doesn't really matter, but I've already made a bunch of setups with Sazerac brands, and I have more. I was kind of shocked this morning. I said, I can't believe I have that many Sazerac brand Canadian whiskey so far. May as well try to do all of them. Be impossible though, because they have all the ones they list, which is incredible. And then there's all the ones they don't list, which is a whole lot more. So this was introduced in 1991. It's barrel aged in oak, which isn't saying much since practically all Canadian blended whiskeys, or of any sort, blended or not, are barrel aged in oak. But I guess it looks nice on the label. It's a cool looking label. It's some kind of glass to mimic some kind of, I don't know what it's supposed to mimic, really. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but whatever it is, it looks nice. So I'm going up against Royal Canadian, which is a much older brand. Royal Canadian was introduced in 1934, okay? It's imported by and bottled in the U.S. by Sazerac Company, Frankfort, Kentucky. It's Buffalo Trace, but that's owned by the Sazerac Company. They don't reference Buffalo Trace here. And you can understand that it's bourbon, basically. Blended Canadian whiskey, distilled under supervision of the government of the Dominion of Canada. Another statement that is unnecessary to put on the label. It looks nice, official, this whiskey is produced under the supervision of the government of the Dominion of Canada. Well, of course, all whiskey is produced under the government, under the supervision of the Canadian government in Canada. Just like in the United States, they have inspectors that do inspections. Okay, but anyway, that's fine. A common consumer of whiskey might see that and say, "Oh, okay," and not realize that that's just what it is. Like the oak barrel. Wow, oak barrels. I guess it'd be like Anheuser-Busch saying Busch beer is made with corn. You'd say corn. Oh yeah, I had an uncle lived in Iowa. I respect corn. I'm not trying. I see that's a corn beer. Okay. Oh well, I don't know if this is going to be a big challenge or not. I didn't think that the Royal Canadian was too flavorful before. Now my daughter made a bad face when we did a duo review, and she said, "Ugh," and I said it's bad, and then she admitted, "Nah, it's really not bad." She just found it didn't have a deep and bountiful flavor like many of the expensive bourbons she tends to drink. Usually somebody else buys them and she drinks them, and she doesn't have the income level at this time to do that. But so this kind of threw her off a bit. But I found it was bland myself. Okay, but I didn't find the richer. I didn't find the Black Velvet or the Black Velvet Reserve 8-year was particularly rich and developed. I did try a little bitty bit, and I mean a little bit, so of Crown Royal last night at bingo. And I was thinking to myself, this. I said, well, I think this is really good. I could see the appeal. It was very rye. I noticed a lot of rye. And I had drank a Bud Light over there. And then I tasted some of this white cocoa something liqueur from LaRue. Blanc Cocoa de Cow or something. It was okay. It tasted like you thought it would taste, like white chocolate liqueur. I said I wouldn't drink this stuff. I mean, it's used for mixed drinks, but I just wanted to see what it tastes like. And that bottle was so old, it had the old stamp, the pre-1983 stamp. That kind of stuff probably doesn't go bad. And then I drank some of this homemade plum wine, but I'll never drink that again. It's too sugary. I said, this is like drinking a glass of sugar, a little bit of sugar. And this guy, Daniel, who was over there, I said, oh, yeah, he always makes his wines too sugary. I said, ugh, gives me the creeps, like drinking Fruit Loops or something. I didn't like it. Sorry. At first, I liked it. Then upon the second tasting, I did not like it. But anyway, the Crown Royal, I really liked. So I do plan, that is the plan, people, to buy a Crown Royal, okay? Because I know people in my own community here in southeastern Louisiana, that is what they drink. And I asked somebody behind the customer service desk at a local store, I said, what is your biggest selling whiskey? Oh, she says, Crown Royal. Well, they say Crown. I said, oh yeah, we sell it like crazy. So then I asked another person independent of that a couple of days later, a male guy, a male guy, makes sense, who works behind the counter. And I said, what is your biggest selling product? Crown. And around here it comes in just cases and cases and cases. Incredible. So in Louisiana, they have the taste for Crown. Taste for Crown. I know I sometimes run into accent issues. Oh, this has a very rich aroma, and it's a lot of the plum wine and the some wood and the honeycomb and the, I guess, sugars, whatever those are. Could be that I've heard. Where did I hear it? Oh, from the government of Canada, by the way, that they use rum in a lot of these. And I believe that because I tried the rum finally. The Myers is. People say Myers, but look carefully. It's actually Myers is rum. Oh, yeah, it's very rich and nice. I don't know what the knock is against Canadian whiskey. I know that's kind of a thing today. People say Canadian whiskey, oh, it's the worst. Oh, yeah. I don't see that. This is much blander over here. There's not a whole lot on the nose here. I think this is the, what's that called? Yeah, Royal Canadian, sorry. But to say it has no aroma would be a lie. There is a rye spice here that is more noticeable than over here. Although that is coming into play. You see, you let them breathe. All right. All right. I'm checking to see if anybody's commenting. So, okay. Which one has a better aroma? That's a challenge. Now, that's the challenge, you see. Nice day outside. I mean, fabulous. Dry, a breeze, about 70, about 70 right now. I still have a sweatshirt on. I probably have to take it off. Won't get too high. No clouds. Tie. Okay, because I can't say, well, this has this has particular aromas, and this one has some particular aromas, and I prefer one over the. I don't really prefer one or the other. Just because this one's more subtle, I can't say it's worse, better, or worse. So, you know how much that Black Velvet Reserve was? $10.99. That might be less than the Royal Canadian in a full bottle. So like it might be $12 in a regular size bottle, the Royal Canadian. So I think the rich and rare, I'm sorry, the Black Velvet Reserve was on sale though. It was on sale. I think that normally it's like $16.99. So I don't know. The price, it depends, you see, because these stores incessantly run sales around here. So you could just basically always find something on sale if you're careful in Louisiana, and probably in your state too. And we don't have to pay any deposit fee or anything such as that. We only pay the shelf price plus the tax, and that's it, sales tax. So you say add 10%, it's probably less than that, and then you'll have your price. Now see, the taste is just rye. It's like standard Canadian whiskey, which means not a lot of flavor. And then there's that rye spice. Straight to the point, unlike the phone calls or text messages I typically get, which are meandering, not to the point, and very long. This one, it seems to have a pretty strong rye note as well. Yeah, I know. That's the old nickname for Canadian whiskey, rye. I'm going to drink some rye. They were drinking whiskey and rye, meaning probably like Tennessee whiskey, Canadian whiskey. All right. Oh boy, what a challenge. I got to hurry up because I don't want to miss that game. If Ohio State loses that game to Nebraska, I'm only going to have 2 words for that. And it's going to be this. Ha ha. It's just that generalized whiskey flavor. There may be some honeycomb. There may be some dried flower. And there's wood for sure. You know, very mild wood. You're not going to get bourbon, heavy char wood, okay? And the rye. Okay, all right. Let's see here. Top 25. Scroll it over. Oh, Clemson's winning 56-3. Louisville. Yeah, see Louisville? Good. Die. I'm glad to see them getting beat 56-3. Oh, you got to take his name off your stadium, huh? And why? Because he said people shouldn't say ugly names. But he used the name. That's the new rule. Even if it's in context, you can't say it. Okay. 56-3. Show them no mercy, Clemson. Show them no mercy. Oh, 63-3. Yay! And there's a whole lot of yay. There's a whole quarter left. Yay! Ha 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 ha. All right, anyway. Now you might say you get very bitter about things. Some things, yeah. Like using Papa John to have your stadium built and you got a big contract, then something's twisted Something that was stated in context is twisted out of context, but you're too virtue signaling, false faking fakers who fake to be true to yourself, so you take his name off your stadium. Okay, let's see. Nebraska's losing by 2. So I gotta hurry this up. Okay, wait. You didn't want football update. I know. I understand. Ooh, I thought. All right, now let's go over here. You see, when that ride kicks in, but it's kind of bland. Like, so I can see how my daughter said, "Oh, it's just so vacant." On first draw, it's vacant. You'll say, "Oh, there's nothing." Like I said with Seagram's VO. Oh, it's bland. There's nothing. There's nothing. You know, nothing. But I thought about it, and I sat down and really thought about VO, and I said, "No, you're wrong. It wasn't VO. It was you. You didn't understand it. They've been on the market since 1911. You've been on the market since 1968. You're wrong. They're right. Live with it. I can live with it. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first to admit it." Okay. Jeff Knapp says, no deposit fees in Ohio either. Shelf plus tax. Good. I think the BVR is going for $10.99. Oh, that's good. So you're getting the same price we're getting. He says, drinking a Guinness Extra Stout. Good choice. While watching Ohio State struggle with Nebraska. It's ugly, the game that is. It's strange because Nebraska was winning for much of the game, but they were playing more ugly than Ohio State. Throwing a backwards pass. They're just stumbling around like Mo, Larry, and Curly, and Shemp, and Joe, and Curly Joe, and they were winning. Well, that's a bad sign for Ohio State because you already got one loss. And then I didn't like the body language in the face of the head coach. I said, this guy, Urban Meyer, this guy. Okay, well, I ain't going to say anymore. You got to deal with him. I don't. That's got to be Royal Canadian. But I'm not quite officially ready to officially make an official pronouncement of officialness. So just hold on. So tomorrow, too big of a sip. Tomorrow I won't do any whiskey at all. Won't even drink any. No, it's a true story. I regulate these things. Just skip tomorrow, and then Monday night at 7 Eastern, we'll do our examination of, what is it we're doing? See why I write stuff down? Oh, yeah, Rich and Rare Reserve. Whoa. What a beauty. What a beauty. And I got it for $9.99, which is a very unusual price. I'll still see it for $10.99. All right. Calm down. I got to stop getting so excited about beer, wine, and liquor. Why do I get so excited about beer, wine, and liquor? You might say, boy, it's a hobby, isn't it? Oh, right. Forgot. There's no age statement on Royal Canadian. I don't know how old it is. Bet you it ain't 8 years, though. You might live in a town that has Royal Canadian single. Oh, no, it's called small batch. Royal Canadian small batch. And I think there's 3 different types of that. So you can give up looking on the Sazerac website. They don't talk about it, but it exists, believe me. Those are supposed to be really super duper, but Sazerac is a very strange company. Like, seems like all the rest of the companies are very strange. I don't understand why companies make hundreds and hundreds of brands and they don't feature them on the website. If I was a company, I would tear this whole building down. No, I mean, I would just show every product I made. Like, it can't be that hard. Don't sit there and say, oh, well, we can't afford to hire somebody to get on the internet and our web development and put every product we make with a photo and a write-up. I mean, who's supposed to believe that? Like, yeah, I'm sure Beam Suntory can't afford that. Maybe companies really are dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big old company, but maybe they're dumb. It's like, why wouldn't you want people to see everything you make? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm so upset about it. Can't you see that? Okay. I think this is the, I keep forgetting the name. I keep wanting to call it Rich and Rare. I got so many different whiskeys. I think it's black. I think this is the Black Velvet Reserve. BV. I know BV stands for Black Velvet. I know it don't stand for Royal Canadian or Royal Canadian. But, well, let's be fair. Let's be fair to the people at Royal Canadian. Sazerac. Hey, you know what? It ain't that bad. But I sure can't get it. I have literally never seen this whiskey at any store other than Ali and Sons on Louisiana Highway 18 eastbound in my entire, complete, and total life. You might get this commonly in your area. I've seen it there at Ali and Sons, and that is it, people. Of course, I could call Sazerac and ask them. They would very quickly tell me. But then I have the bottle. I'll drink the whole, most of the bottle. I'm not going to go buy anymore. Okay. I've been there. I've done that. Do I want, oh, who wins? Well, I guess Black Velvet wins by a nose, but it doesn't win by a whole lot. And at 8-year age, you think it's going to win by leaps and bounds. But unfortunately for Black Velvet Reserve, it does not. Is Black Velvet Reserve worth buying? Heck yes. For $10.99? Are you kidding? Is it a winner? Yes. Is it some great, fabulous, and wonderful item? No. Would I recommend it? Yep. So it does work. It is something. It's viable, is what I'm trying to say. It's viable. And does Royal Canadian have a place in the imported Canadian whiskey world? It certainly does. It certainly does. And I see how an item like this. Now, you know, you got some negative people. They're going to say that's rot gut. Only bums drink that. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I see how something like this could really appeal to the whiskey drinkers that want such a mild aroma, flavor, body, and finish in that. Okay, so everybody doesn't like everything. Okay, so we have to remember this. There's different styles that appeal to different consumers. Get it? So do you have millions of people in the world who like to drink a very, very mild, what maybe a whiskey fan like myself or yourself would call dull, bland, or boring? What's one of the top selling Canadian whiskeys in the world? Canadian Mist. What do we, the whiskey fans, say about it? We say it's bland, boring, dull, and just blah, blah, you know, yuck, not yucky, but just nothing. Like it has no, it's like it doesn't exist except for the 80 proof you're drinking it. But maybe we're missing something. Like we're just missing something because it sells at a volume that is beyond belief. So there's a place where I won't go, but others will. For the very, very bland whiskeys. So now, I will say this much about Royal Canadian and Canadian Mist. There's nothing off or funky or monkey weird about them. You know, you're not going to drink them and say, ugh, it's so bad, I dumped it out. That's just posturing and that's showing off. You know, people that do that are just showing off and trying to get, what did William Kepley call it? They're trying to get a laugh or score points or build street credibility in the whiskey reviewing world. Okay, you know, you should know this. You probably know this already. These are stunts. These, damn, he's gonna have to wait. These are stunts done by people that, like I said, are trying to build that street credibility in the whiskey world. Yeah, I know I got AT&T. I was watching a review today. The guy says, I'm going to review Bud Light. But I could tell the way it started off. I said, this is not going to be a review. It's going to be a slam video. I said, okay, I'm going to watch it. So he drinks it and immediately spits it out. He's a comedian, you see. He's funny. Well, he thinks he is, you see. So then he's going to say, I know how to drink. I know how to drink Bud Light. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more, say no more. And he puts it on a tree stump outside, and he pours gasoline or lighter fluid on it. Unreal. He puts lighter fluid on it and sets it on fire. I said, nice video. Nice video. Pointless, you know. Pointless, stupid. I do get hostile towards those because it's stupid. I mean, I'm not a defender of Bud Light. It's dull, okay? But don't sit there and say it's undrinkable and it's horrible and you're going to choke it down or spit it out or set it on fire with gasoline. I don't know who you're trying to impress. And I would tell the person that to their face. Okay, now, Royal Canadian or Canadian Mist are the same type thing. Nah, they're not bountiful with flavor, fine. But don't say they're horrible, they taste bad, and they're undrinkable. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. Well, that's enough rant and rave with Ronald. So this Black Velvet wins. Black Velvet Reserve wins by a little bitty bit. And, well, the price is so close that that doesn't matter either. So, okay, so it wins. A fair match. This was a fair contest. And Black Velvet Reserve wins. So that's it for today. And then in about 3 days, yeah, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to do the Black Velvet Reserve up against, I can't remember. One of those Sazerac brands. Seemed like 10 of them now. So it'll be another one of those Canadian Limiteds coming up, and the Albertsons and the Rich and Rare and all of that. The whole gang's going to be here. Well, a lot of the gang. Thanks for watching video production.